Hello, Renee Flamont here. We talked a few videos back about how the envy is the narcissist's frenemy. They're guided by it, they feel it all the time, right? We also know that the narcissist is full of self-hatred. We know that as well. Well, envy and hate are very closely related. The envy that the narcissist constantly carries infuses that hate, makes it want to blow up. Is that the right word? Infuses, right? It's almost unmanageable to them. And if you think about in life, envious people, they become the haters of the world. Now, we're going to talk about that for a little bit, because can you imagine being somebody driven by envy? We talked about the narcissist's envy. So let's combine that with his hatred for himself and his hatred for everything around him. But it's not just the narcissist. This exists everywhere. You see people, you're just not happy for other people. Those kinds of people, they're just not happy when somebody else has something. You're the person that has to find fault in it. It's probably because you're envious and you're hating on that thing or that person. You're going to comment on somebody else's post. Let's just use social media. You're going to be the person at the bridge club talking about so-and-so's apple pie, having the apples, they weren't tender. That's envy. That's creating that kind of hate. Because there's no reason to do any of that. I marvel at what goes on in the world. I can't get over the amount of hate that people spew on to other people. And I don't care how you slice it. In my mind, it comes down to envy. These people don't even know each other online and they're all fighting. What can that be? They couldn't have hurt you. You don't even know them, yet you're fighting with them. That can be politics and religion as well. I'm not saying that there aren't other reasons people can argue. But when you talk about people that rather than just scroll by, I see stuff all the time that I have an ill comment go through my head. But why do you feel the need to type it? I don't understand the need for people to, you know what I mean? If it's a not nice comment or if it's a hateful comment, or honestly, you felt the need to stop, hit comment, type it in. This is more of a commentary, isn't it, now on social media? But let me just rant for a minute. That's how much it meant for you to spew that hate. You went through all that rather than just scroll by. You couldn't just scroll by. You had to comment. The hate is such an ugly thing that I can't believe that people don't see it. I can't believe it. And you know why so much hate? I can tell you why. It's the same thing that drives the narcissist to talk about people and drives anyone envious to talk about people behind their backs. When you scroll and you have to comment. Unless it's a political or religious thing and it's not involving that. That's a different kind of argument. But the kind of hate I'm talking about, somebody pretty, they're going to comment that there's something wrong with her or that she had... It's such an ugly thing. I mean, you're starting arguments with strangers. Why? You think your point is going to be heard by them? You're going to impart wisdom upon somebody else's opinion of something? Maybe it's even something that was so black and white that you felt it needed to be corrected. I'll even give you that. But you're going to impact their way of thinking if you felt that strongly, in other words, and you really felt like, well, I just felt like I wanted to comment. I mean, I just feel like people really overestimate what kind of effect they may have on others that are strangers. And they spew this, it's all brought on by jealousy. when it comes to the hate on anyone beautiful. Oh my God. And it's jealousy, and that creates bullying, which I detest. I can't imagine what, just the top 5 celebrities that are all go through on a daily basis, listening and reading comments of hate. Why? You know what? I don't care what you say. I don't care how many couches he jumps on. He's still Tom Cruise and you're not. I put that in an article once I wrote about bullying, because I couldn't stand the bullying. Kim Kardashian, they bullied her. I remember her first pregnancy. She had strappy sandals on and her feet were swollen. They're going to try to make fun of she was like 7 months pregnant, bless her heart, still trying to wear heels, and they're bullying her because her feet look swollen in strappy sandals. Honestly? And every single comment I read, all I could think of was they're jealous, because guess what? You're not her. Because why again? So it got you that incensed or that hateful that you had to stop, comment to a pregnant person to make fun of her swollen feet? What is wrong with that? It's envy. Leads to hateful behavior. I'm telling you, envy is an ugly thing. And I think that's why I'm not a hater. Because that hate stuff comes from envy, competition, jealousy. And if you're never happy with just yourself, that's where you exist, you're going to feel that all the time. If you're that person who has to find fault in someone else, that's how the narcissist lives, with all of this kind of ugliness all the time. Even if they're not scrolling, they live with it, inherent in their day. They could go to the dentist and they're going to be jealous about the dentist's car in the parking lot. And they'll have something to say about, I can't believe he got white. It's just envy. It creates such hate. And I find it hilarious that people will shred someone's something because they can't have it or don't have it. Whether it's like, oh, well, she's gorgeous, but she had surgery. Okay. Well, maybe you want it and you can't get it and you won't have it. And then you act like you don't want it. So then you bully it. And then you act like you hate it so that you're on the other side of it. And you wouldn't have it even if you paid me. People get nuts, wrapped up in an argument so depth. I read the threads, and I'm fascinated that a stranger or 2 or 3, they get into it, and I'm like, this is about a person you don't even know. Surgery is a personal choice. Nobody has anything to say, period. End of story. Now, there are entire channels debunking celebrity plastic surgery myths because people can't handle someone looking that good. That's essentially the issue. And yes, we want them to admit it so as to not aspire to unreachable standards and measure ourselves against an unnatural thing. I get all that. I get that, so that before anybody emails me, not that you can email me, I act like Oprah. Don't email me. But what I'm saying is, that's vital, of course. So I get that perspective, that you want it debunked so that young girls don't aspire to a false narrative, so that people don't aspire, because we're going backwards, aren't we? We got to where we were curvaceous and accepting all body types, which we are more inclusive now than ever before. But now it's going backwards again, and where people with surgeries are trying to say, she couldn't look natural that way. My point is, who cares? Can't we just get to the point quietly without commenting and think, yep, she had surgery. Oh, okay, I feel better about myself because if I got surgery, I would look like that too. Feel better, and then you move on. Why can't people just do that? I don't understand. The need to comment hateful rhetoric to strangers. I marvel at that. And that's nothing but hate. And people do it in your life. You know people in your life that do this. The narcissist does this. They have something ill to say about everybody that they're jealous of, that they have envy of. It's never, oh, good for them. Oh, you got a new boat? Oh, good. It's, oh, figures, you got a new boat. Like the plastic surgery thing is the flavor of what I'm talking about, of how envy can go into hate. And I'm not trying to say out there, hey, I commented once on surgery, and that doesn't mean I was envious. I don't mean that. But I mean, you look at a girl who's beautiful, somebody who is prone to feel envy may indeed feel envy for the beauty that they're looking at, is what I'm saying, rather than just be able to say, oh, she's a pretty girl. People get jealous. Then they got to look for something wrong with them. Or why do they look that way? Or what's the reason they look that way? Or I would too if I had that money. Or you know what I'm saying? That's envy. It infuses hate. So you take a narcissist, an envy-filled narcissist who's full of self-hatred, and envy infuses hate. They are walking around just horribly miserable, hateful people about everything. They'll never win. You know, I just feel when it comes to pop culture, politics, religion, there's so many open forums to support all of this. Everyone's got an opinion and they feel the need to make others think the same way they do. So they voice every thought they have on everything, including other people that make them jealous. The haters are unhappy folk. They are unhappy folk. And I think that if you look at it and you read the threads and you try to learn about people, much of it is rooted in envy. Much of it. It's an ugly, ugly, ugly place to reside. I'm telling you, it would be my hell to feel that, to feel envy for everybody, to constantly, people get online just to argue. There are pages of things that people just go to argue. Again, I took out politics and religion because that might be, I'm arguing an issue. Okay, argue your issue. Although I think people get ugly in those two capacities as well. My God, I don't think. Of course they do. But I'm talking about throughout life, I think envy drives these haters. And I think that the envy that the narcissist carries drives the hate in them and just makes them spew more negativity back out into the world. They might have been jealous to high heaven over the dentist's car the day they came home and devalued you after work. It might have made them that cranky because it punctuates what they don't have. It can happen very easily with the narcissist. I watched it. I've watched it with more than one. They get very cranky if somebody has something they don't, or something that they would want, or something that they once had. Oh my God, the stories never stop. I had one, I had that, are you kidding me? Who talks about what they did have? You know what I mean? Because it's hate. Because they're envious. And I don't mean to be smiling. It looks like I'm gleeful over it. I'm not. I'm really not. Because many narcissists are bullies. It is what they're doing is bullies. Not many. They are. That's what they do. They're bullies. So the envy and the hate that they feel all the time is the penance they carry. Because I'm telling you that I don't care what they tell themselves. Think that through. That's what you're living with all the time. Turmoil inside to the point that it drives you mad enough to stop and comment on a stranger's business. The narcissist might be the same person that does that. Not mine, because he's not on social media, but if somebody is, that's going to be that same person. They seek out arguments. They comment on things. They're jealous of people. You know what I mean? I don't understand it, and I don't understand bullying. I never will. And jealousy, envy, hatred, bullying, all very ugly, all very closely related, and all wrapped up on the insides of that narcissist till the day they are off this earth. None of those are a place I want to reside. Jealousy, envy, hatred, all of that. No, 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 and no. No. That envy, oh my God, it's just torture. I can just think of it now. So I want to make sure that you understand your narcissist isn't walking through life all happy and charming, and they're miserable every minute. And it's a lot of this kind of stuff that keeps them there. I just thought I'd share that with you.